So I'm just walking out of Dungeons & Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves. This is my non-spoiler first reaction as I walk into the theater. No spoilers, I promise you. This movie is a delight. This movie was revered in my friend group. A lot of people have been talking about it. The word of mouth in this was insane, so I had really high expectations, but I don't know D&D that well. But this did a masterful thing where it was like how I think a lot of people see comic book movies. So I know comic books really well. This I don't know as well, but it was able to endear me to a world without making me feel like an outsider, but also made me very aware that there were jokes I wasn't getting, but they were like B, C, D jokes, and all the A's were for me, but for people that love this world, they got A, B, C, D, and it made me want to learn this world. It is so inventive, it is so character driven, and these characters are made for these actors. This is an archetypal movie where these archetypal characters are so well versed in these roles that you're basically able to trust in their insane choices, and there are insane choices. So from what I understand from D&D, it's basically an improv game of different people telling a story in real time, and this movie somehow captures that feeling because you're able to feel like, hey, I trust these characters to do that. Oh my God, left turn. But because you trust in these actors playing these characters that were made for them, you're in for these insane choices. So it's like a dice roll. It's like an adventure in real time. I have no idea how they made this movie. It felt like Yes and the movie. It felt like an improv, but in all the best ways, in that it was the strength of improv, the strength of ingenuity. The CGI is fucking great. The immersion is great. I always love when the Z-axis is used well, and here they use the Z-axis for a lot of magic and a lot of transfiguration and a lot of morphing, and it brings you into the movie while you're experiencing the insanity of those crazy left turns. So not only is the movie able to do all that, but it gives you such an honest story that even when it's following certain notes that movies have to follow, you're already into a level that you feel the emotionality that could feel forced. I got so emotional and so invested because they did all the right things to pull those emotional strings, and the score brings you right back in. The directing, again, brings you right back in. The writing is so clever. I want a ton of these movies. This is the rebirth, hopefully, of an entire fantasy genre. This is what we can do when we let creatives be truly creative. The cast, I mean, I'm in love with this new wave HUGH GRANT decision. Whatever he's been deciding to do has been right up my alley. Chris Pine, I think, honestly, was definitely made to play Captain Kirk, but he was made to play this exact orator role, this very fun, witty charmer, but it's almost like it fits here better because of the level of, not stereotype, that's got a negative connotation, but because of the level of archetype. I'm gonna use that word again. Michelle Rodriguez, this is maybe my favorite role of hers since the first Fast and Furious, and Letty taught me how to love. I love Michelle Rodriguez and have always, and this is maybe my favorite role of hers since I discovered the magic of Michelle Rodriguez. I'm just so happy with the trust it had in the audience because it makes Bold Swings the movie, and it never lets you stop caring. It never lets you breathe in a good way, and there's a fight late in the film that is what I've wanted out of certain comic films. It is the inventiveness I've wanted, and when I do my spoiler review somewhere, here or elsewhere, can't wait to talk about that exact fight. But it is, I don't know, I went in with high expectations after hearing how great it was. The trailers I thought were fine, but I got more excited because of my friends, and then it exceeded those expectations. So I loved Dungeons & Dragons, so much so it makes me want to understand the nerd world that I don't know, and that is a gift. To discover more nerddom through a movie adapting nerddom, that means they did it. So to D&D nerds out there, to role-playing nerds out there, I'm so happy you got a movie this excellent. This feels like Dark Knight and Iron Man in 08. This is rad. I'm so happy. D&D's great. Seat.